People's Voice. Our focus is on how we can achieve social justice in Nigeria, in Imo State, and to help us really look at all the perspectives, the impediments, the way we can go about making sure that every Nigerian gets a fair share of what they are due. We have in the studio Okoro C. Benedict, who is here on behalf of National Association of Sea Dogs, aka Pirates Confraternity, Samba Matanga Dekowere, here in Imo State. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Yeah. So I have a lot of questions I want to ask about achieving social justice. One would say I'm a pessimist, given that the high rate of unemployment is so staggering. The gap between the rich and the poor is so wide, and so social justice is realizable. However, at this point, we're just going to go through some headlines in our local tabloid before we dive right into the meat of the matter.
Yes, also looking at social justice, you agree with me that it's part of the narrative that it's raising the issue of injustice here and there, marginalization here and there, the issue of poverty, and so quite a number of issues under all of that. But just like you said, that'll be our focus this morning, and Benedict Okoro is here to do justice to that. But quickly, let's take a dash on the headlines this morning. News Echo has the bold one on the front page. Again, military storms Onitsha in search of ESN operatives. That's again, okay? Umahi suspends SEB boss for double payroll. Anambra 2021, Soludo may emerge ABGA consensus candidate. Well, let's see how it plays out. And I'll take one more here. Chinedum Oji, a leader and his burden. All right. And Anambra government orders clamp down on tinted glass vehicles. Yes, I think we've not heard all on this tinted glass issue on vehicles. All right. But let's see how it plays out. Because Paul,
yeah,
I know my vehicle is fitted with a factory-fitted tinted glass, and I always have issues once in a while.
But you have your permit.
Yes, I have my permit.
That's what that matters.
Okay.
Okay. Let's run through another tabloid here quickly. And now, Sir Express. The big caption here says, ahead of 2023, Ozodima others top list of APC committee as party set to rebuild and reposition. You're right, I'm sure APC faithful will be interested in that story.
Yes.
Grab a copy and get details. Entraco GM assures effective service, warns traffic defaulters. This, I'm sure, is the
fallout, from hosting him yesterday on the People's Voice.
That's right. And then we have here also new commissioners take oath of office today. All right, so we look forward to that one. Let's add this one. Imo House of Assembly PDP lawmakers congratulate Ihedioha at 56. Okay, and I think that will do for Announcer Express this morning. Okay, so while we're taking those headlines, we received more guests. Another of our guests here, Alagboso Odinaka, Iheri Edward Esquire is also here. You're all welcome. So let's look at achieving social justice in Nigeria. I know the focus is to look at the impediment. However, there is need for us to really understand what we mean by social justice in the first place, so that the people can begin to appreciate what that term refers to, and perhaps start demanding social justice. So I'll start with you,
Benedict.
Benedict.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Zandas and Paul the Magician and Alaboso and Iheri Edward. Yeah. Social justice, the United Nations says social justice may be broadly understood as the fair, and compassionate distribution of the fruits of economic growth. That is the United Nations definition. But then, on a literal sense, how does the man on the street relate with social justice? I believe that is why we are here. And it is simply the equitable distribution of justice, equity, and access to opportunities. Those opportunities, those leverages, those privileges that a citizen should enjoy for being a member of the state, and the onus falls on the person who's the steerer of the ship, the steerer of the state, that is the leader, the government. It is their prerogative to avail the citizens those things that are enshrined or encapsulated under the caption of social justice. That is it. So if it is you talk about the social amenities, water, these are the social amenities that are enshrined under what you regard as opportunities. You talk about roads, you talk about education, because social justice is captured under those things that made man to evolve from the pristine stage whereby man resorted to self-help, for which he gave up his self-help, defense, security, providing job for himself, providing security for himself, providing other things. Those things that made our society to have evolved from its various stages and eras to attain the contemporary democratic state. That is the social contract.
Well, for me, we seem to have been living with these things you just enumerated. I'm wondering, why is this a concern for the National Association of Sea Dogs, aka Pirates Confraternity?
Good morning, Mr. Zandas. Good morning, friends. Whoever knows the Pirates Confraternity, or if you have had an opportunity to go to its website, you will find that one of the four compass points of the Pirates Confraternity is for humanistic ideals. So the Pirates Confraternity is interested in human, the ideals that will make every human being a better person. And in the definition of a pirate, we define a pirate as someone who, having identified the ills of the society and has made up his mind, not we don't have us, to fight those ills, is now joined with other like minds to fight those ills in order to get an egalitarian society. So pirates are particularly interested in having an egalitarian society. And of course, you know that the egalitarian society is a society where there is justice. So a society where social justice abounds, where people get what is supposed to be theirs, where there is little or no corruption, where there is little or no uneven distribution of things. So that is why the Pirates Confraternity is in fact it is the core of the mandate of the Pirates Confraternity to pursue ideals that has to do with human, or that improves the betterment of the humans. Thank you very much.
All right, now let's zero in on the Nigerian context right now. Yes, some of these ideals is something we all know, and in a country where we have over 250, 300 ethnic nationalities or tribes or various tribes, you find out that one man at the center, or that probably the person steering the ship of the state, is the one that decides. How can we build such an egalitarian society when so much power is given to just one man?
Okay, I have written so much about the issue of the legislature being one of the major problems of our democracy. Now, when you look at the kind of powers the president is having, or the kind of influence the president or the governors have, you begin to look at the principle of separation of power, which kind of places a lot of challenge on the legislature to check the excesses of the president or the governor. Now, if the Senate, the National Assembly, in the Senate, as much as the case may be in the National Assembly, and then the House of Assembly of the state, has the power to confirm some of the appointments of the governor or the president, you can see that they have such power, or the constitution confers on them the power to say no to some of the things that the president or the governors do. For example, if the president, or if the National Assembly, the Senate in this case, finds out that the president is appointing a particular set of people, that the president is not striking a balance in his appointments, they have the mandate to say no to some of the appointments of the president. And so with the State House of Assembly, if they find out that the governor is maybe by his appointment that is going, he's facing a particular set of people in his appointment, or he's favoring a particular set of people, the House of Assembly of the state still have that mandate to say no and to stand firm to tell the governor no. So when you talk about the kind of power the president or the governor is wielding, it behoves on the National Assembly, the legislature, to check these excesses. So the Constitution provides how some of these excesses can be checked.
Even where we have rubber stamp legislators, those that say they want to cooperate with the executive for the betterment of society. There are so many issues that are coming out from all of this.
Yes. For me, while we want to take the conversation to where the president is and the governor, I think we as a society have a bigger role to play when it comes to achieving social justice, because you're looking at the impediments in the heart of every typical Nigerian society. There is ethnicity, there is tribalism, there is religious discrimination. It's not the president that perpetrates these things. Humans, you and I, your brothers in the villages, perpetrate these things against their fellow neighbors. So I understand that yes, the leadership has a major role to play, but looking at the way we are wired as Nigerians, even when you bring it down to the southeast, where the Imo people do not totally agree with the Anambra people,
brothers from Anambra
and the Anambra people don't totally agree in terms of tradition with the Abians, can we say that we need a reorientation on some of these issues that we are dealing with today?
Okay, before my colleagues delves into this, I want to use the statement by Malala. You know Malala?
Yes.
They're from Pakistan.
Yes.
She talks about the power of one person. You know, she tried to tell us that one person can change the world. So why it may not be very easy for us to change the whole people at the same time, but we can make it individualistic in terms of the fact that I can be the change.
Okay.
If I am maybe the managing director of Federal Medical Center, you know, where here, and I show by my examples that this is the way I want things to be done. Even if you are from my village, even if you are from my kindred, and you want to get employment, and I will subject you to the same tests that I subject every other persons. Even if I'm the vice chancellor of Imo State University and you're my child and you failed to score 200 in the exam, and I tell you, my dear, you are not getting this admission until you score more than 200 or until you get the cutoff mark. Now, if every other lecturer in IMSU or every other staff in FMC, as the case may be, now finds out that the head is leading by example, it will trickle down. Every other person in
Edward,
this establishment.
You've been itching towards the mic, like you have something you want to on after listening to us. You can move close to the mic. Perhaps this concept of social justice is only theoretical. It doesn't seem practical, especially in the Nigerian setting. Yeah, but please convince me. Someone like me who is an unbeliever, convince me. Tell me how we can achieve social justice in Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Paul the Magician and Mr. Zandas. Good morning, friends. Social justice is achievable in Nigeria. The change we should be talking about here should begin with you and I. God, upon creation, has given us the natural knowledge to distinguish between good and bad.
Evil.
A child grows up with that knowledge to distinguish between good and bad. It's now left for you and I as a human being that if the law says don't do this, don't disobey the traffic, you have to, when you observe a traffic light, decide whether to obey or to beat the traffic. We know that if we beat the traffic, it's wrong. We might be interfering with the oncoming vehicle from the other side, which, if we insist on that evil, might lead to an accident.
Right.
Which will now put us in more danger. Now, people have this knowledge, but the problem here is putting it into practice. Reorienting themselves, standing up to the challenge that from today I must begin to do what is right and just. Because the laws have been made in their various forms, at least ostensibly, to achieve these means of social justice.
Who just thought that? We have to take some commercials now. We'll continue from here. Stay tuned.
107.3 Darling FM. The People's Radio.
Charles! Yes, Mama!
Go bring 2 sachets of hyper bleach come. Because I go use one take soap the whites. Then go use the other one take in all the yama jams.
But I didn't see any yama jams for here, Ma.
There's one well, but they did it. And now why I trust only hyper bleach to take in all of them, pata.
Make all your white cloths, they continue to be white and they kill all the virus and the yama jams. If it cause sickness for your house with the disinfecting power of hyper bleach.
Wow, it's here.
What's that? What's here, Mom?
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer.
Tell me about it, Mom.
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer is carefully produced to help us fight germs and provide the right protection for every family.
Introducing the new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer to help you fight germs every day.
Mom, now I can clean up germs that touch my hand and be fine, right?
Yes, son, you can, because Maxi 20 will keep you protected.
Yippee!
Maxi 20. War on germs. Another quality product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Italian stone cheap coated roof tiles. Easy to install, durable tiles with quality. Resistant to earthquake, processing heat and cold.
Wow, it's trending. Luxury Building and Accessories Limited has brought to you Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. It comes in 2 types: Galaxy roof tiles and luxury roof tiles by Peru, with interesting qualities like lightweight, easy to install, economically priced, fireproof, non-cracking, non-tearing, non-calling, resistant to earthquakes, typhoons, excessive heat and cold, less level. Structure of the steel roof tiles is superb. We have shingle, bond, classic, shake, Roman, Milano, Pisa, slate, etc. With 50 years warranty, the color does not change. What are you waiting for? Go for tiles that can last for you. Durable with quality Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Call us on 070-40-333-333.
Italian stone chip coated roof tile is my choice.
Italian stone chip coated roof tiles, built with quality.
Dr. Homel's advanced formula get 21 bioactive nutrients wey go make your body strong kakaraka. E get hemoglobin wey dey use build your blood, Siberian ginseng and B complex for energy and strength, choline for fatty liver and brain function, omega-3 for cardiovascular diseases, plus including green tea and lycopene. If you dey pregnant, make you consult your doctor before you use am o. Every family need Dr. Homel's ogbonge multivitamins and mineral supplement. E dey for liquid and tablet o. Dr. Homel's Anahabaya draw.
Amaka, is that not the runaway bread seller that is now the fashion runway?
You see this one they're calling the richest in Africa. He had to borrow money when he started all.
Miriam, you remember that Oduolegba guy that usually sings to whoever cares to listen? Isn't he the one the world is now listening to?
You too can move from your start point to the very height of success when you put your mind to it. Achieving your dreams with sheer determination and the right partner by your side. Of course, it can be. Stanbic IBTC, a member of Standard Bank Group.
All my air gonna for you. Hello?
Casey, baby, how far now? Sure you go free this Sunday. I want spoil person pikin.
Hey, which Sunday?
This one now.
Another day.
Sunday at time.
Every Sunday, I no go free.
Wetin happen?
You mean say you don't know? New season of Nigerian Idol don land.
Yes, Nigerian Idol don land. Better singing competition with talent wey sabi and plenty drama from the judges. Una go fit watch weekly shows from March 28 and every Sunday for Africa Magic Channel 2 by 7 p.m. sharp. So run, recharge your GoTV subscription on top my GoTV app or USSD star 288 hash to enjoy yourself. Na Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks bring on this season of Nigerian Idol. GoTV, love it.
107.3 Darling FM,
the People's Radio.
Thank you for staying tuned to 107.3 Darling FM. We still have members of National Association of Sea Dogs, aka Pirate Confraternity, here in the studio. Alagboso Dinaka is here. We have Hiri Edward Esquire is here, and of course Okorosi Benedict. And they're here to convince us that social justice is possible in Nigeria, and not just convince us, but show us how we can realize social justice at a time when unemployment is at an all-time high. Insecurity is almost dividing the country. There is tribalism, there's ethnicity, there's all the ills that we grapple with on a daily basis. Yet we have believers who feel that every Nigerian should be treated fairly, should get a fair share of the dividends of democracy. We'll continue from where we left off. Iheri Edward was talking to us about how the change that we seek begins with you. Let's conclude on your line of thought.
Okay.
My line of thought, I still continue and maintain. The demands of social justice is that the society be rightly organized so that the common man who depends on it for growth, welfare, and perfection will strive. Social justice demands that in a society there should be in provision the essential ingredients of life vis-a-vis welfare, food, shelter, health care, full employment, fair wage for fair work, equal wage for equal work, so that people can strive and earn a living. Because the right to live and to earn a living can only be achieved where there is employment, good economic principles, atmosphere that people can strive economically so that they can earn a living and live.
All right, now let's so all of these pictures you've painted so far of a just and fair society. What are those things stopping us from achieving them here in the country?
Okay, like my brother Edward, has said, you see, let us look at what really is our pursuit as human beings. Let's drift a bit. Everybody wants to attain his full potentials while we are here. And these potentials are not something you pray to God to. God doesn't provide them. It is man-made. So, how are societies? The problem is the construction of the society. How the society is constructed determines how the society functions. And that is why the National Association of Sea Dogs has been on the crusade for a just society since 1952. That has been the focal point, the philosophical foundation, the ideological standpoint. Now, first of all, a people that want a society must have in something they want to achieve by creating that society. And the number one thing, even all of us in our town unions, in our alma maters, alumni, we all have what? A constitution. That is where it starts from. We must agree. And what we are seeing today is simply because Nigerians from various sectors and factions and different ethnic are saying that we did not agree. That is the number. That is the dissenting voices arise from the primary cause. We did not agree. And people are saying, please, can we come together and agree? That is the reason why somebody will sit in Abuja and compile a list of all his village people, and they become ministers. And because those who are playing the politics as legislators and feel that they are protecting the interests of the party. Politics is not about the interests of your party. Politics is the investment the people have made in the system via the electoral process, via vote, via election, to elect people that will help in achieving those things that are in the constitution, of which when they are done, they will attain their full potentials. That is why people are agitating. That is why every place is hot and boiling. It is because when you keep playing the politics, it stifles it stifles people from attaining their full potentials. Somebody will go to school, of course, because you're protecting the interests of whatever your party and your parochial perception. The end of the day, the person goes to school, doesn't have job, and the person starts making trouble. That is the reason why the young boy at Nzeremipem, the school there, is impassable. There is no religion to Nzeremipem, and the people they are agitating. That is the reason why there are no sound education. And all of us, all our people, everybody knows that if you want a sound society, the number one structure, institution that must be there is education. It is worrisome that my children are attending one of the schools because you feel you can afford it. Maybe where here there are schools that are paying 250,000, some are paying 300, some are paying 158 as based on the one you can afford. Just think that there are people in Nzeremipem
that can't even go to school.
That the schools are dilapidated,
right?
And you are proud that you're training your children. Just think about what those children are thinking. Psychologically, they are depleted, they are depraved. Mentally, those guys are not normal, and they are going to school barefooted because some of their parents are teachers. Some of them are saying they have not been paid. Some are saying they've been paid. Some are saying we've not been promoted. Some are saying been promoted. Some say we've been promoted. We were not being paid what we ought to have been paid. And some of them do not have good accessible water. These are the issues that give rise to people abandoning the social contract for which they invested in the leader via election, and the people began to go into their enclave, which is what Thomas Hobbes says. People over time will begin to abandon those agreements and begin to narrow down to ethnicity.
So invariably, the issues we are grappling with today in Nigeria is as a result of this impediment of social justice here and there.
That is the thing. That is the reason why if somebody gets into trouble, has any civil issue with him, he is more like, do we go to police? Do we go to court? I don't want to. He begins to implement the justice, because to him, if he goes to court, he is not really sure that he can access justice.
All right. So it's a good thing you've given us a vivid picture of how we got here in the first place. But I think the takeout of this meeting should be how we can come out of the situation that we found ourselves. And that's where I'll bring you, Alagboso Odinaka. In a minute or two, what are the solutions you're preferring to this injustice in the society?
Well, before I begin to prefer a solution, I want to say that there is no perfect society. And social justice does not really mean that everyone is happy. No matter how well you arrange a society, there are some persons that will always feel that they have not been fairly treated. But then, if everyone is given the same opportunity to fight, to struggle, and to succeed, people will begin to have a feeling of it is my fault. Like, if I don't succeed, it's my fault. People should not feel like if I didn't get it. Some persons are not employable, but because we have so much unemployment, they queue in to still blame the government that it is the fault. It's not just my fault. After all, this guy that made the first class is not employed. This one that made the 2-1. So how will you blame me that had a pass? So until we build a situation where we have a situation where people can fight and succeed, people will stop blaming the government. And just like I said before, it has to start with each and every one of us. Whenever it comes to us to do it, let's do it right. It's not about blaming the government. It's not about. I wrote something on Facebook and people were laughing. I wrote that my problem with Nigeria is that the number of people waiting outside to be elected to steal, people that are outside waiting to be elected to do the bigger corruption, are far more than the people doing it currently. Somebody said, don't tell me that Nigeria should be good until I do my own. A lot of people have this mindset.
So we
don't tell me that Nigeria should be good until I do my own.
There's no Nigerian dream here.
Yes, a lot of young persons.
What did you just say? Nigerian dream?
The other time we read about an SUG president that took 70 million. An SUG president embezzled 70 million naira. Imagine when such person becomes a senator, or when such person becomes a governor. So the problem is not about the government now. The problem is that individually, as class reps, as house, as a landlord and what do you call the caretaker, people take money that are meant for NEPA, money that are meant for cleanup, and they take it and they eat it out, personalize it. So this thing is not is a systematic problem, and it's going to start from individual, like from each and every one of us.
All right.
Whenever it comes to us to do it, let's do it right.
All right.
We're going to listen to your voice, you who's listening to us from your radio sets. We want solutions. So if we can spend the next 2-3 hours talking about our problems, I will not.
No, we can spend the
exhaust
5 weeks.
Yes, not exhaust all of our problems. Sure, however, since the gentleman in the studio are saying that it begins with you, let's start providing solutions. How do we achieve social justice in Nigeria, in Imo State, in your community? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning,
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, I listen to you with interest.
Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. I get you and I go from Okeke.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, I listen to you with interest. I have social justice and everything. And I love you to bring your attention that you cannot achieve these things without perfect security. And this security is what is staring us in the face now. And when you at the issue of your background, you just agree with me. Some of the insecurity problems we have around us is associated with the background or the organizations which you pretend to represent. And I wish you should address that of security, and you have to use this platform to advocate and encourage and advise those of us out here on how to be security conscious and how to push security. And when all this security is guaranteed, I think every other thing will be achievable.
Okay.
Especially in the society.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You identified insecurity as an impediment and then also provide solution. We all have to be security conscious. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, and good morning, our good guests in the studio. A number of cars it is over that I usually come from which is of the name of God. Social justice can only prevail where citizens know their rights and take appropriate and legal steps to challenge them in our democratic institutions like the courts when they are infringed upon and where the courts actually give judgments legally devoid of any other selfish or pecuniary considerations like money, politics, religion, ethnicity, and others. Our leaders from the president down to the councillors must eschew marginalization, corruption, and other pecuniary considerations in their scheme of governance to avoid agitation, protest, demonstration that might eventually develop into the killing memories and ashes that are the potentials of our affecting our economy. I mean, adversely, just like the recent youth protests in the country. Our leaders must be patriotic enough to provide employment, education, empowerment, skill acquisition, and others that actually can reduce insecurity. Since an idle mind is a devil's workshop that can become ready tools in the hands of security threatening elements like the insurgents, kidnappers, and armed robbers and others, together with engaging in becoming an angry man that can even unleash mayhem to the lives and property of innocent Nigerians. The bottom line lies with our leaders doing the appropriate thing and at the appropriate time to reduce these things. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you for the solution provided.
Well, quickly, let's say Okoro Donchuk Zizundo says there is no social justice in Nigeria. No light, no good hospital, no education, no road. The government changed our ideology that good things are only for the rich. Go to the UK and America, you get $1 shops for the poor. But in Nigeria, we only experience those things in heaven. This is a typical Nigerian, the real people.
Yeah, but you see again, you see, everybody shares that impression, you know. Like what my brother Lab also said. You see, we must begin to look at the realities on ground. Nigerians are usually not realistic. For example, we have a very terrible insecurity going on now in the southeast. There is no way the society can move forward in an insecure environment. Now, it is not the police, the security agencies that secure the state. It is not just their duty. Duty of security is everybody's business. So now that we have a broken security system arising from the overlap of NSAS and all those, can we now, in honesty, because let nobody stop it, let nobody feel na police that they find, though, they find everybody.
They're building arms.
Yes, let everybody now, for example, whatever you are saying is not here, this is not available. NAS, the Pirates Confraternity is saying, let everybody rise to the responsibility and the occasion of making sure this society doesn't break down security-wise. Report suspicious movements. If these people who are operating, these unknown gunmen, for crying out loud, they are people's children. How many parents has gone to the police to report that my child he get waka when they make when no clear me for eye? Nobody wants to. Meanwhile, we know them. There are some people's friends. You are talking about America, UK. In Liberia, just 2-3 days ago, George West's son committed an offense, and he was dragged to the court. He's been tried. Can we now, like my brothers are saying, and like we believe in our organization, we are saying, can we now rise, government, yes, can we on our own live up to that natural responsibility of
choosing good over evil?
Yeah, so these guys, they get where they hang out. They date some people daughters, and some of them know what they do. So can we just on our own begin to reorganize the society? You don't get anybody where they think be in business. So it's a collective business.
I like that. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
My name is Albert and I'm calling from Port Harcourt Road.
Albert, welcome.
Okay, Albert, go ahead.
Thank you very much. To the guys in the studio, I appreciate what you are telling us, the preaching you are giving to the society. But I'm worried about one thing. We all know what parent confraternity is all about in our high institutions. We are coming here boldly to speak against insecurity. And I'm happy you have been there. Have you gone to your voice in the several universities and other institutions we have around the state or around the country to preach non-violence to them? We all know what they do in this institution. They have societies and we know the mayhem they fall in the environment where they are. I want you to also take this preaching to our various higher institutions and tell your members who are in these institutions to stop the mayhem it causes their fellow students. I think if you start doing that, the society will be a better place. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay, so how are you going to react with that?
You see, we're very quickly, as quick as possible, so we don't even go time. You see, there is a shortage of information and education about the pirates confraternity, and we do not spare people when they make that kind of utterances. He should visit our website www.nasint.org.nigeria. So let him go there and find out about the pirates confraternity. In fact, he doesn't even need to stress it. Let him go National Association of Cedars. He will see our website. NAS was started by Wole Soyinka and 6 other young men. You will see all those history. And the NAS is a registered organization with the Corporate Affairs Commission, and NAS has no presence in any university. We are aware that there are people who masquerade and hide under so many guises and pretending to be pirates. The reality is that pirates' mode of admission and induction is purely for graduates and people who have very visible and reliable means of livelihood. So it has got nothing to do with the schisms that are going on in the campus, which the Capon Blood of Tortuga and Professor Wole Soyinka has made it known to anybody, and even the national president. We keep educating people. Ask anybody, has there been any place where NAS, a pirate, has been caught or involved in any violence? There is none. Since 1952 to date. Thank you.
It's a good thing you had to throw in that orientation so that Imolites and those listening would appreciate those that are in the studio before they assume that we are interviewing cultists. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Zandas and the magician Paul himself.
Good morning.
Uncle Stevenson, I come from Emma. Much love to our guests in the studio. If let's be honest to ourselves, there's no leadership without exemplary followership. You only track the people to go on that positive line if you have something to offer. So the problem is not even with the people. All we need is getting a Jesus to come and teach us and go about doing good. That is leadership. So the whole foundation here is that it's faulty. The foundation Nigeria is enjoying as moment is faulty, and the citizens are speaking on it. You don't blame anybody until get it right back to leadership. And my appeal has always been, let's have electoral reform that will produce people that are capable, not just people with capacity. Everybody is talking about money. Nobody is talking about the values of Zandas, Okeke and Paul. We are all discussing money. So if you don't have money, you come in an election in this country. And until we talk about money, we will not get it right. We must begin to look for people that can serve us. Let's get back to reorientation and look for leaders, not these rulers. God bless you.
God bless you. We have to find leaders and not rulers. Okay. Well, that's I like that. Everyone calling has a solution to offer. Yes. We just have to listen and imbibe them. Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Emma Okwan. I'm calling from Urebili in Ole local government. Zandas Okeke.
Good morning.
For the magician.
Sir.
And our guests.
Yes,
I greet all of you.
We greet you.
If wishes were horses, beggars will ride high. If all our guests have been saying in the studio, we have to be feasible, I think we won't have any problem in Nigeria. But we have allowed the tail to wag the body. We have already put the cat before the horse. And that is our big problem. Our educational system, we have not faced it. What we are supposed to get from our educational system. I was lamenting the other day, the statement credited to Wajuba, Minister of State, a lawyer, when he said that our resources will not be able to meet ASU's demand, and the demand of teachers. And we allow those things to go on. Nobody, even those in the studio there, is not challenging. I have tried, I have told my children, if you see anybody challenging this assessment made by Wajuba, please show it to me so that I congratulate the person. When you cannot do those when he was living. That's all his life. He has been challenging authorities when authorities go wrong. And if you cannot challenge authorities when authorities go wrong, you are a living cause. And we advise our guests that, please, when we're saying that you are well-known founder, when he talks, you exaggerate or hype what he has said, so society will hear. Not occasionally when you come to the studio. Let us please go back to our educational system. From there, we will orientate our people on what they expect from government and what government expects from them.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Prince. Right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I think the statement credited to the Minister of State
for
Education. Yes, in his, I mean, quite discouraging. Not enough funds for university lecturers, not enough funds for the university system. However, you have identified that education is the bedrock of any society. Well, I know there are one or two responses, especially as we continue to orientate ourselves, because that's what we're doing right now, about how we can become the change that we seek. But right now, we have to take another commercial break. When we return, we'll take more comments, more calls, and take your concluding statements. Stay tuned.
107.3 Darling FM.
The People's Radio.
One expert don't land with big ogbonge odds and sharp cash out method. You will like sports. This now your big opportunity to take make better money on top all your bets. Where be bigger roof? My Naija people, I beg, make una no sleep on this one. Make you rush now. Go visit our website on oneexpert.ng. Don't forget to use the promo code BETNG and you go get 200% bonus on your first deposit. OneXpert, bet wey dey for everybody.
Make your life better with BBC News Pidgin. To get better for this world, you suppose know wetin dey. Make better tori ginger you from your domot to the whole world. Because when you see every for the world, anything dey possible. Make your life better. Search for BBC News Pidgin.
In accordance with the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC's mandate to link every phone number to the user's national identification number, NIN, 9Mobile as your network of choice is making the exercise nice and easy. Simply dial *996#, verify and link your NIN. Better still, you can visit www.9mobile.com.ng/NIN to do the same. Remember, the stitching time saves all the 9Mobile benefits you've always enjoyed, so hurry now.
Wow! It's here!
What's that? What's here, Mom?
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer.
Tell me about it, Mom.
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer is carefully produced to help us fight germs and provide the right protection for every family.
Introducing the new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer to help you fight germs every day.
Mom, now I can clean up germs that touch my hand and be fine, right?
Yes, son, you can, because Maxi 20 will keep you protected.
Yippee!
Maxi 20, war on germs. Another quality product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Italian store cheap coated roof tiles. Easy to install durable tiles with quality. Resistant to earthquake, processing heat and cold.
Wow, it's trending. Luxury Building and Accessories Limited has brought to you Italian store cheap coated roof tiles. Italian store cheap coated roof tiles. It comes in two types: Galaxy roof tiles and luxury roof tiles by Peru, with interesting qualities like lightweight, easy to install, economically priced, fireproof, non-cracking, non-tearing, non-calling, resistant to earthquakes, typhoons, excessive heat and cold, less labor. Structure of the steel roof tiles is superb. We have shingled, bond, Classic, Shake, Roman, Milano, Visa, Slate, etc. With 50 years warranty, the color does not change. What are you waiting for? Go for tiles that can last for you. Durable with quality, Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Call us on 070-40-333-333. Italian stone chip coated roof tile is my choice. Italian stone chip coated roof tiles, built with quality.
My friend, when you dey watch ball, which one you be? You be that person wey dey analyze the match? Na 433 formation give us winning here. Na you dey hail them? Maybe you just like to celebrate. Abi you be all join?
Whether na football, comedy, Naija movies, cooking videos, learning or drama, videos breaking for you to watch back to back on YouTube. With the new video data bundles from MTN, enjoy yafu hours of video content. Just text YouTube to 131 now. With YouTube, no you will tire.
107.3 Darling FM.
The People's Radio.
Our time is far gone. We can only accommodate one call, and then we listen to the concluding statements from our guests.
Hello, good morning.
From me, Chief Dr. Fidel Onyeneke.
All right, go ahead, Dr. Fidel.
Yes, and I want to say that you cannot talk of social justice without good governance. And that is the bane of the Nigerian society. We must, however, not lose hope. Let your organization, I'm talking of the guest organization, team up with other organizations and embark on public enlightenment. Because security, as usually said, is a joint responsibility of all. We cannot leave everything to government again. Onye Ajulajo and Ajumwe. Thank you, God bless you. I'm Fidel Onyeneke.
Thank you very much.
All right, Alaboso Odinaka, let's have your concluding statement.
Okay. A lot of people have said so much about the social justice, and I want to say that social justice is anchored on some essential goals. We have the human rights, we have the access to opportunities, we have participation, that everyone will have the right and the opportunity to participate and to air his or her views, and they will have equity. A lot of people interchange equity with equality. There is a big difference between equality, treating everyone equal, and then treating everyone according to their, let me say, competencies. Of course, you cannot expect a very tall person and a very short person to, if you give them the same platform to bring something from maybe a tree or something, that's equality. But if you want to do equity, you have to maybe get some kind of seats or something for the short person to stand on, and then fight his own. Now, some persons have some of the callers. Someone's talked on marginalization. Somebody spoke on our that we should try and continue from wherever Wole Soyinka finished from his very many interviews. And now I want to say that NAS, anyone that knows NAS very well, or if you are knowledgeable about the activities of NAS, you should know that during the military regime, it was really a very, what will I say, very impossible for you to be a NAS member in Nigeria. People were running because NAS were very visible in the fight against the military government, and now the soldiers were going from house to house looking for NAS members. Yeah. If you were, it was very dangerous to be a member of the pirate confraternity during the military regime. So if people are not educated well enough to know what pirates have done in terms of advocacy, in terms of fighting some of the things the government are not doing right, you should have to go to our website. And then finally, my last thought on this topic is that we cannot make a headway if we don't come and sit down and discuss. We need to rediscuss. If there were any kind of discussion in the past, we need to sit down again and discuss Nigeria to know where we are going. You cannot bring two people that, or more than 5 persons that are not the same in quotes, and expect them to work perfectly. So we have to come down again and rediscuss Nigeria.
All right.
You hear it, Edward?
Precisely 30 seconds.
Yes, please.
Quickly.
Yes, I will conclude by saying that we can enthrone social justice by a concerted social actions, legal and democratic. we can severally introduce necessary social changes which will now institutionalize the social justice
we seek. Thank you.
Right.
And finally, Okorosi Benedict.
Yeah, on behalf of our president Iken Ohebulam, who is the chapter president of NAS here in Owerri, Kelechi Opara, who is the vice president, and Nwanebu Christian, and we wish to say, let's meet once again during our Feast of Barracuda, where all the things about social justice and NAS will be laid bare. Thank you.
And we have to especially thank the National Association of Sea Dogs, aka Pirates Confraternity, Samba Matanga Deck, Owerri, Imo State, for bringing this program to you. And this is where we anchor.
Yes.
Tomorrow, another edition of the big program, The People's Voice, returns. I am Paul the Magician.
And I'm Zandas, Okeke Otiwa.
Stay tuned for the news headlines.